Hello, what's up? I'm going to be making a new tutorial series on how to mod StarMade with StarLoader. So before you start, you should probably have a bit of knowledge about programming, but maybe not Java in general. So if you just know like control flow and what variables are, you should be okay. And you're going to need three pieces of software for this. First one is obviously StarMade, which I'm going to take a guess that you already have that installed. And Intellij IDEA, you can download the Community Edition for free. And Adopt OpenJDK or any JDK in general, I'd recommend just going to Adopt OpenJDK, OpenJDK 8, Hotspot, latest release. And yeah, those are the three pieces. Now, you're also going to want to enable modded if you haven't already. I'll link a tutorial in the description by Ironsight. It's relatively easy. Anyway, so now that we got that all set up, let's go to Intellij. And new project. We'll name it, just click next, turret hotkey 2. Alright. So first thing you're going to want to set up is your JDK if you haven't already. So just project SDK, edit. You might want to add a new one with this plus button. Well, apparently you can just download it. Probably shouldn't have clicked that. Okay, great. Yeah, so just go probably JDK 8 or 7, but don't go lower than 7. And you might also have some problems if you go with like 11 or 14 or 15, so just 1.8 or 1.7 is a pretty good place to be at. And you're going to want to set your project language level under project settings project to 7. Right, next up we're going to set up our dependencies, so go to modules, dependencies, plus jars or directories, navigate to your StarMade installation, select starloader.jar, StarMade.jar, and lastly select lib. Hit apply. Okay. Now we're on to our main class. So your main class has to be in a package. You can't just have it right in the source folder. So name the package whatever you want really. I'm going to name mine me.jgv.turrethotkey. Then the name of your main class, which I recommend being the same name as your mod. So turret hotkey. And you need to make it extend StarMod. And since we're using Intellij, we can autocomplete methods, so just a lowercase o, lowercase n, uppercase e, hit enter, remove the super dot on enable. It doesn't actually do anything. And let's say when our mod is enabled, we want to print out hello world to the console. Alright, so now we need to set up our mod.json. So I'm just going to open up another project I have and copy over this one. So just inside of your source folder, mod.json. And everything that you need to define here is already provided. So name is the name of your mod, turret hotkey, author, description. We're going to make it toggle turret with J/L. Your version number, StarMade version, client and server mod. We'll go over what these are in probably tutorial 3. And now your main class is whatever you typed in here. So mine's me.jgv.turrethotkey. Turret hotkey dot, then your main class, turret hotkey. And your StarMade resource ID is what StarLoader uses to sync your mod with StarMade doc, but we're not going to worry about that for now, so let's just do like a nice high number. How about 987.987.65. Dependencies, we'll go over that later, just leave it as -1. Core mod and class resize, set these to both to false. we'll go over these like way later. Alright, so now we're going to set up our artifact jar, which is basically just how you tell the compiler like how to package it into a jar so it can actually be read by the mod loader. So name it same as your mod name, turret hotkey, output directory, do your StarMade installation, so desktop StarMade mods, and no manifest, just drag and drop turret hotkey to compile output. Hit apply, and we should be good. To build it, you go to build, build artifacts, build. Alright, and the last thing that we're going to do is set up a configuration inside of Intellij that actually allows us to run StarMade right from the command line. So from here, just click Add, Jar Application. Path to jar, you're going to need to navigate to StarMade and select StarMade.jar, not StarLoader. VM options are -java agent :starloader.jar. And you can also use XMX and XMS to set your RAM. Program arguments, you're going to need force. Working directory, set this to your StarMade installation. And before launch, add build artifacts, turret hotkey. Okay. Alright, so this in itself should launch StarMade and get it all up and running. But you can also use -uplink, and this will just like load you directly into your last world or a server if you specify host and port. But to just go into your last world, go uplink localhost 4242 and then your StarMade resource ID. So we're going to do it as 98765, and you can also comma separate them to enable multiple mods. So 98765 -1. -1 is just the ID for StarLoader itself. You can include it or not, it doesn't really matter. And hit apply, hit OK. You may also want to give it a name. Launch StarMade with mods. Hit apply, OK. And then you can just hit run to run it, or you can also use the debugger if you know how to do that, where you basically just set breakpoints and you can step through your program line by line or whatever. So let's see if it works. You can see the console output right here. Don't see any errors, so that's good. Pretty often you'll actually see errors in console that are not errors. We'll see if we can find one here. But like regular GL frame exit and like something to do with a hotbar are usually errors that are non-fatal and are not really a problem. So you see we got this one, and it's basically just tried to ping a server but it couldn't, so that's not related to our mod. StarMade will just sometimes like shoot out errors that are unrelated. Yeah, so we loaded in to our world. Let's see if Control F, hello world. Yeah, so you can see when our mod was enabled, it printed that out to the console. System.error will also get printed to StarMade.log. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is for the first tutorial. In the next one we'll probably go over like listeners and maybe runnable tasks. So yeah, I'll see you then.